The first thing that broke wasn't my heart. It was my coffee mug, slipping from my hand as I realized every single person I loved had been invited, except me. The screen glowed in my palm as I scrolled through photo after photo. Smiling faces, clinking glasses, a backyard strung with fairy lights and pastel banners. My cousin Harper's bridal shower. 32 guests by my count. Aunts, uncles, cousins I hadn't seen since childhood. Even my grandmother, seated front and center with her walker. Everyone was there, except me. I sat frozen on my kitchen stool, shards of ceramic scattered across the floor, my Portland apartment suddenly feeling unfamiliar, cold, like I didn't belong in my own life. Just weeks earlier, I'd mailed Harper a handwritten congratulations card and offered to design her wedding invitations for free. She'd thanked me warmly, or so I thought. Apparently, I was never meant to be part of it. The memory that followed was automatic. Last Thanksgiving, Harper being praised for her real career, her banking promotion toasted with champagne, my work, running my own design studio, dismissed as a creative phase. Even when I mentioned buying my condo outright after years of saving, the conversation pivoted back to Harper's engagement ring. I picked up my phone and called my mother before doubt could stop me. She answered on the fourth ring. "Lena, is something wrong?" "There was a bridal shower yesterday," I said evenly. "Why wasn't I invited?" Silence. Then a sigh. "Well, your aunt thought it would be simpler this way. Harper deserves attention without distractions." Distractions. "You mean me?" "Don't take it personally," she replied quickly. "You're sensitive, and this is Harper's time." Something in my chest clicked into place. This wasn't an accident. It was a decision. I hung up and called my aunt directly. She didn't pretend. "We agreed you shouldn't be there," she said flatly. "You tend to make things complicated." That word again. Complicated. As if my existence disrupted their aesthetic. That night, while sketching designs for a client, my phone buzzed. A group message, accidentally sent to me. "Glad Lena isn't coming. Less tension. Harper deserves peace." I stared at the screen, heart pounding, and took a screenshot before the message vanished. The next morning, I drove to my parents' house. My mother didn't deny it when I showed her the message. "We thought this was best," she said, smoothing her sleeve. "Why stir things up?" "So you're being erased," I said quietly. She avoided my eyes. That was the moment I stopped begging to be understood. Over the next week, the story spread, without my input. Relatives texted accusing me of refusing to attend events I'd never been invited to. My grandmother called, disappointed in my jealousy. Clients started canceling. "You're difficult," one email read. The pattern was impossible to ignore. The narrative had consequences. I stopped defending myself. Instead, I started documenting everything. Every message, every date, every accusation. And then I did something different. I said yes to an invitation of my own. My friend Maya invited me to assist on a coastal photo project in California. Work, but also escape. While Harper's wedding plans ballooned into a spectacle, I found myself breathing again. On that trip, I met Noah. He owned a restored seaside villa and listened when I talked, really listened, about my work, about being sidelined, about learning to stop shrinking. One evening at sunset, standing on his terrace, I realized something that changed everything. What if I didn't fight to be included? What if I created something instead? Back home, I began planning a small gathering. No family politics, no appearances, just people who showed up. 18 guests, hand-designed invitations I almost didn't send. The date, May 10th. Weeks later, my aunt called furious. "You scheduled your little event the same day as Harper's wedding." I checked the calendar. They'd moved the wedding date without telling me. Again. The old panic flared, the instinct to apologize for existing. Then it faded. "I'm not changing it," I said calmly. "Anyone can choose where they want to be." She warned me I'd divide the family. I hung up without arguing. The day arrived. Sunlight, ocean air, laughter that didn't feel forced. For the first time, I wasn't performing, I was present. Photos from the gathering spread faster than I expected. A design blog featured my work, then another. My inbox filled with new clients. The irony wasn't lost on me. They excluded me to keep me from taking attention, and by stepping away, I finally found it, without trying. Weeks later, my aunt showed up at my door demanding I tone things down. I listened, calm, unmoved. "This isn't about you," I said gently. "It never was." After she left, I stood in my apartment, smaller now, quieter, but full. I wasn't erased. I'd simply stopped chasing a place at a table that was never meant for me, and for the first time in my life, I felt free.